Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. A lot of people have come to my channel from the various guides that I put out, the All Leaders guides. So instead of making a Hall of Fame episode today, we're going to focus on a Deity guide. So if you're new to Deity, new to Civ 6, let's talk about how to play the first 100 turns of the game in the most optimal way possible. So the first thing that you should come into mind with is the game starts here from the create game screen. Don't ever hit play now. Don't do that. Just come into this advanced configuration, create game screen, and go through each of these options. I always like to play on fractal maps, but fractal maps are pretty unbalanced. Pangaea, continents, and islands, these are all pretty balanced maps. Pangaea is just one large landmass. Continents give you usually two large land masses. There's Pangaea. Continents usually give you two large land masses, maybe three. Continents and islands gives you three big land masses or more with little tiny islands on between. I like fractal because it's just unpredictable. It's random, and it's kind of unbalanced in that way. But that's the way I like to play. I would suggest new players hit continents. Or if you're spicy, go with Pangaea, but you're gonna die pretty early on Pangaea. Just keep that in mind. I love fractal maps. I also recommend you go to standard. This sets you on small automatically. I don't know why. Just go standard. In Civ, if you're gonna make small the standard, call small standard. But I like standard. And then here's what else I like to mess with. I don't really mess with any of these things unless I'm excluding certain leaders from like a Hall of Fame challenge or something. You can change world age. This is going to give you more mountains and hills. This will give you like more start positions, even if they're great. They're usually great, but you kind of boost the AI a bit with this one. This gives you more trees or more deserts. I don't like to mess with any of these because it doesn't really help when playing the game. What I do like to mess with is I always turn on the same game modes. People are going to flame me in the comments because game modes do make the game significantly easier, I think. They're just not balanced in any way. So if you want an easier time, just throw these game modes on. But I like them because they add more choices to the game and more flavor to the game. So even if you don't turn on all the rest of these, Barb Clans is really good to have on. And honestly, I think Monopolies of Corporations is really good to have on by default also. But these are the ones I always run with. Barb Clans makes more city-states. Heroes and Legends gives you powerful units. Monopolies gives you more money. And Secret Society gives you kind of everything. But I'm gonna, instead of choosing a leader, we're gonna roll a random leader and play the 100 turns based on what we get. We rolled the Inca. Okay, interesting. All civilization, okay, every leader, every civilization, or I shouldn't say every, but most leaders and almost every civilization, what makes Civ 6 special is the leaders sort of warp the game. They break the game a little bit harder than they do in other Civ games. There is a meta way to play, and we will talk about that. I just moved up here to get some more vision. I should have talked about that. We will talk about the meta way to play, but we're going to talk about how you should play your leader and the map. That's how I approach every single game. I play the leader that I have, and I play the map that I get. And looking here, I've got a pretty great map. The thing you want to be most interested in, just ignoring who your leader is, ignoring who your civilization is you want to look at your settler, and you want to say, how many tiles can I work? Am I happy to work? These tiles right here, 2 yields, I'm not happy to work that. I'm happy to work 3 or more yields. Every yield above 3 is massively boosting. So if we look here, most starts, you're going to have a 4 yield tile near you. This is a fantastic first tile. We want a mixture of food and production early on. This elephant is the same as this tile, but with the added bonus of 1 gold, which is usually a pretty big bonus in itself. But we got diamonds, which give us a total bonus of 3 extra gold. which is gigantic. So we're going to go ahead and I suggest settling in place or settle in the position that's within 1 turn that'll give you the most 3 or more yield tiles around you. So we're going to settle right here. Now, because we are the Inca, we do give bonuses to mountains. They give us production. They will give us food later. Okay. We get food for our trade routes. And if you look, you'll see that we get food down here. So the way our Civ works is we have tons of food bonuses. So what we really want to do is play into food bonuses. What does food give us? Food gives us growth. And so what does growth give us? Growth gives us, well, a lot of things. It gives us yields. It doesn't give us direct population until we get a governor later, but it'll give us yields. It'll give us districts. So we're going to get cities with lots of districts in them. For our first build here, I always recommend you build a scout. Unless you're playing like China, I always recommend you build a scout. The meta of this game is to go like faith into golden ages, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then spamming out settlers. Scouts are what allows you to do this. Scouts help you uncover the map, giving you Arab points, which allows you to settle better. And yeah, scouts are the highest return on your investment in the game, period. So always go for those scouts. As far as research goes, it really depends on what you want to do. We are going to go for faith. Faith is the strongest thing in the game. It's the way most civs are going to play the game. Unless you're like a domination civ, you should usually start by opening astrology. We want to look around and see what we have district-wise. And so science and faith districts are affected by mountains. We have tons of mountains. So right here, 1, 2, 3 mountains, we have a fantastic holy site. Now this could also be a fantastic campus. Either one works, but the meta, the best way to play the game is to go for the holy site. But that's up to you. Holy site, campus, same. But I would suggest going for either one first. You also want to go for as many of these Eurekas as possible, and our scout is going to help us with this. A Eureka gives you half, almost, of the tech cost. So you want to get as many of those in because it saves you turns. Looking up here, this is somewhere I do not want to settle. So we don't really want to be scouting up in this direction because we don't want to be settling up there. But there could be goody huts. This is coast, you can tell because that's a cliff. Nobody's going to be living here. This might even be like Mali nearby. We got the goody hut, we got a governor title. We'll talk about that in just a second. That goody hut gave us a free recon unit, which is a free scout. If you look here, we have a great campus right here. So we have the best of both worlds, both faith and mountains. So why is this an even higher campus? Because reefs are +2. 1, 2, +2 is 4. So if I had put my campus up here, it would have been wasted. We do have a governor title. You get these by doing various things in the culture tree. When you have secret societies on, you get them by finding your first society. We're going to skip this for right now, and we're going to talk about governors. There are 2 governors that you should always open the game with, either Magnus or Pingala. Magnus is going to help you get settlers out and get your city boosted. He requires lots of these materials around that you can chop, rainforests and woods. If you don't have those things, Magnus is a wasted pick. Pingala will give you science and culture. He'll give you 1 culture for each citizen or 1 science for each citizen. He is a safe all-around pick. If you have lots of food, which we do, we have plenty of food. Every citizen needs 2 food to grow, so we have plenty of food around to feed ourselves. He's going to help us a lot. Or alternatively, we could chop all this out and get a big boost thanks to Magnus. But let's consider what we have to do to get that. We have to research the tech for chopping. mining and bronze working, which is pretty deep in the tree. We have to build a builder, and the builder can only chop 3 things. So Magnus is great, but there's a high opportunity cost for taking him, whereas Pingala is just going to help us speed up at the beginning anyway. Each governor takes 5 turns to go into their city. We found another secret society by finding a city-state. We'll talk more about those in a minute. I'm going to start scouting this way. There's no purpose in bringing my scout over here. So you don't want to be scouting in the same direction with your scouts. You want to send them out separately. We have 2 scouts. That's plenty of scouts for me. I don't feel like we need another one. We could build a builder, but there's nothing our builder can do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a slinger, because we have a barb camp up here and we want to help our warrior take that barb camp. If you don't clear out barb camps early, they're going to be a major pain, but you don't have to like super prioritize them, but they can slow you down. Remember that barbs in Civ 6 cannot take your capital city. We have science city states and we have another barb camp here. So we have 2 different city-states. One is a culture, one is a science. We got a first meet on both of them, so we get a free point. This point gives me 1 science in the capital and in every library, 1 culture in the capital and in every amphitheater. That's not doing much for us right now, but it is giving us 1 science and 1 culture, which is, you know, a quarter and 50% of our total yields. So those first meets are pretty important. We're gonna run away because we don't want to lose our scout. We've already invested so much time into building our scout, we can't afford to lose it. One thing you have to learn about Deity Civ is keep your units alive. They were a massive production investment on your end, and if you lose them willy-nilly, they're not gonna do you any good. We have finally reached Code of Laws, allowing us to set up our government. So if you go into change policies, you have choices for governments here. Government cards are very important, and there's something that you have to work around and work your build around. They're super important for you to pay attention to. At the beginning of the game, we need to consider, what are we doing? Well, we're going for barbarians, so we're going to put in discipline. Recon is also very good. We have 2 scout units out on the map. But I like the defense when it comes to fighting barbarians. Looking at our economic cards, we have +1 production in all cities. I only have 1 city getting 1 production. That's not good. That's worse than one of our tiles. But like I said earlier, faith is one of the strongest yields in the game. So we're going to put in faith. We have a choice to go down the culture tree. Ultimately, we want to get here to political philosophy. And in order to do that, we're going to have to do all of these things to get there. Research the thing you're most likely to boost first. So I'm not improving any tiles. So I'm going to go foreign trade. Ikil is a natural wonder, which is boosting astrology for us, which gives us access to our holy sites. We found a natural wonder, which gives us another secret society we'll talk about later. Now, consider that I want to build this here. I can't until I get animal husbandry because there's cows here. So the next thing I want to jump into is animal husbandry. If I just put the holy site on top of the cows, I cannot get any benefit from the cows. However, if I build a builder and chop the cows, I will get a benefit from them, which would be extra population. So before I start chopping, I'm going to build that builder before I place that holy site down. It's just a little optimization. That means you're going to get a bigger boost moving throughout the game. Also, builders are useful, so we might as well. I think one thing that new players often struggle with is not improving your cities enough, or on the reverse side, over prioritizing builders. So finding that balance is really important. If you notice, the city governor has me working the best tiles that I can work right now. It looks like we're on a tiny spit of land all to ourselves, which is good. We like this situation because it gives us the ability to settle without being bothered. 40 gold from that gives us a little bit of air score and allows our scout to level up and a little bit of gold. Sinbad is a hero and we got more gold. We'll talk about heroes in a moment. The silly spearman steps out of the place to try to attack my slinger. So we're gonna pull it further away. Now, we've finished animal husbandry. What do we want to research next? I could come get this campus, but I would have to go through pottery to get there. Mining allows us to chop forest. We have one forest, one on the elephants too, but I'm not going to count that. Whereas pottery will allow us to get to here without too much fuss. So we'll just go for the district. Districts are the most important thing in this game because districts allow you to get your yields. The more districts you have, the better situated they are, the more yields you're going to get. You don't get yields from population straight up anymore. I took a promotion on the scout. I was just thinking, what do I have mostly around me? It's rainforest. That's a no-brainer sort of moment there. There is a slinger down here attacking me. We're going to clear the barb camp. We got another hero. We got another secret society. And we've boosted two things, writing and military tradition. Military tradition gets boosted by clearing any barb camp, and writing got boosted because we cleared the barb camp and got a bonus. I'm going to go ahead and kill this spearman. I could kill him with my warrior, but look here. Well, we've already done it, I guess. Whoops. If you kill a unit with a slinger, you can boost archery. So always pay attention to these boosts. They're super important. I'm gonna just go ahead and boost that or kill that. Would have been a boost if I didn't have it already. I want to build my holy site, but I want to clear the cows first. So I'm gonna put some work into a settler. It's a bit early for a settler. You usually want to wait until about pop 3 to send out your settlers, but I've got nothing else I really want to be building right now. So I'm gonna put a turn or two into the settler. As you can see, my city grew, which made that settler significantly faster. And we're going to, instead of building the pasture, we're going to harvest the resource for 23 food. And now we'll throw down the holy site. 7 turns. We can promote our slinger. Always go for volley. And now that we're building our holy site, what's our next consideration? Well, we want to see how many people are working on a religion. Nobody is right now. Some people have a campus already. People are already working towards Hypatia, the best great scientist. So we're not going to be able to compete with her at all. Nobody has anything else. We might be the first person to start working on a holy site. It's okay if you lose great people. It's not a big deal. The AI gets massive bonuses towards getting them, so you're gonna lose the first couple of great scientists. It just happens that way. Our next real big concern is settling. We can't just exist on one city forever. We need to get our second city out. Pottery is done, so we can start going straight into writing. We have nothing that changes our mind. We wanted to go writing earlier and nothing has changed our mind about writing, so we'll keep going that way. So we need to consider where we're going to settle. And there's so much production and stuff over here that I'm looking to settle here on this natural wonder. I could probably get 2 cities around the natural wonder. One over here and one down here on the river. Political philosophy gets boosted. Why? Because we've met 3 city-states. And we're the first person to meet Kabul as well, which is telling me that we're isolated. There's nobody else here with us, if nobody has met them yet. Our builder is going to go ahead and improve this camp to give me +3 gold. Now this is as good as this is, which are some really powerful first tiles for us to be working. Foreign trade is boosted. Every time you finish a civic, you can change your policies. Now, are we fighting barbs anymore? Not really. But I could be. So I'm not going to change any of my cards. There's nothing that I really want. I don't have a trade route. I still only have one city. Urban planning is not going to get me very much. I can build our Incan unique improvement, the Chapaknan. So I can travel through mountains. But I think I would need to build another Chapaknan out here somewhere. But by building it, we will get some era score. By building our unique, we can get some era score. That gives us a portal into the mountain. We'll have to put another portal out here on the other side of the mountain if we want to take the most advantage of that. We have guaranteed a normal age by filling this bar up, and that's very important. If you go into a normal age, you don't suffer any negatives. Looking here, we have improved 2 tiles. I could probably improve a 3rd tile before craftsmanship is done, depending on if I build another builder or not. And we most likely will, because there's nothing else I really desperately need. I'm still exploring a bit before my first settle. Once we start settling, we're going to settle a lot. We've boosted bronze working by killing 3 barbarians. You want to get as many of these things as you can. Don't warp your game around getting them. Like, don't make dumb decisions to get them. But if there's something you can do pretty easily, go for them. So like right now, I can't really boost irrigation, because I don't have a resource to farm. I have pastures galore, I have mines, but I don't have farm resources. So I'm not really going for that boost. And if I don't get it, so what? It's okay. We have finished our holy site. If you get it to +3, you get +3 era score. Again, era score is important for filling this bar. If we can get 9 more era score, we'll get a golden age. Era score is done by discovering things, getting goodie huts, and clearing barb camps. Now that we've done that, we need to consider what we want to do next. I really want to get rid of this barb, so I'm going to build some units that allow us to go do that. We could build some heroes. Heroes are very powerful. And in fact, we have the most powerful hero right here, Sinbad. In order to do this, we want a monument. So together, this is going to take us 8 turns to do. But it's worthwhile because the monument is also going to give us culture. And culture is good. Sinbad is also very powerful. So anything we can do to get him is a good choice. If you're playing with heroes, the heroes you want are Sinbad and Hercules. Other than that, you want Hippolyta or Beowulf. And really, seriously, Oya, Himiko, Hunapu, and Shibalanke, they're not worth anything. As far as techs, what are we wanting to do? So we've gotten here to our this. We want to get the mine on our diamonds, and we're going to need to chop the drain forest to do that. So let's go ahead and grab bronze working. And by hitting 40 Pantheon, or 40 Faith, we've been able to get our Pantheon. So let's choose that. Pantheons are bonuses you get out of your faith. Look at your territory and see what is going to give you the best. The best Pantheon, somebody's already got it, is called Religious Settlements. It gives you a free settler. Always pick it. But now that that's gone, let's consider what we've got around us. I have a camp, I have a mine, and I have 2 pastures in our first city. We could get 2 faith from mines over luxury resources. That's that. We could get food and production from a camp. That would be that. Or we could get 1 faith or 1 culture from pastures. That's only going to give us 2 culture right now, though. It could be more once I get over here to this city, but that'll take a little bit of time. Pantheons are supposed to be like a quick boost for you. They're supposed to be a tempo play. And so in my opinion, Divine Spark is always worth it. We already have a holy site, and this is giving us great profit points. Religions are very powerful, so you want those great profit points. You can see that there's already someone else getting great profit points. I have a lot of gold that I'm not spending, so I could come in here and purchase a monument, but I've already put production into that monument. I don't want to do that. I could purchase a shrine, which will give us our great person faster, our great prophet faster. Or I could purchase a builder. Remember, if we boost one more tile, if we build the improvement to one more tile, we will boost craftsmanship, and we can come over here to this pasture and improve it and boost that, which will save us a few turns, 3 turns or 4 turns on craftsmanship, which is good. We know that we're going to finish craftsmanship, so we shouldn't actually keep teching it. We're going to go to early empire because that's pretty far away and we need it anyway. We don't need mysticism to get to our government, but we do need early empire to get there. More goody huts. Unfortunately, we have not found anybody. I mean, it's great because we can settle all of this ourselves. But also, there's no era score. Hey, we got Beowulf, another really good hero. And we boosted the wheel. There's somebody. Saladin. So we get some era score for that. We could, realistically speaking, get into a golden age. We just need 6 more era score. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, go back. Oh, but now we have a problem. The era is ending. It is 10 turns until the era is over. So we have 10 turns to get that era score. Sinbad is what we wanted, and he will give us some era score. He's also going to give us money for killing barb camps, which we want. We're going to spend money on this cow and improve it, boosting craftsmanship and getting it done. We also boosted horseback riding. I think it is probably worth it to stop bronze working and go to sailing, because the first boat that you get will give you era score. First fleet, where is it? Luxury, boom, boom, boom. It's somewhere here. The first time you on the waves, your first seafaring unit, usually the first unit of a certain type, so iron, horse, ocean, airplanes, aluminum, they'll all give you era score. We got Sinbad. Oh, we got Sinbad and he's our first naval unit. So I didn't even need to go to sailing. We're going to jump back into bronze working. Sinbad is great because we can use Sinbad to get money. 200 gold just for doing that. We can use that 200 gold to come in here and purchase ourselves a shrine, which we want to do. And in 1 turn, we're going to purchase over to that campus. Let's keep working on our settler. I'm just sort of clearing out this fog of war so that no barbs spawn where I want to be settling my cities. I actually want to use Sinbad to come over here and get rid of this. He can get rid of these barb camps completely. So much gold. So much gold. We're gonna buy this tile, and instead of building you, let's build you. Yes, we're very late on our first city, like our first expand, but it really doesn't matter because we have such good tiles. We can catch up. You don't have to rush. If I was surrounded by other civs, like if I had like a neighbor here or a neighbor here, yes, I would be pushing my settlers out a lot more. But I'm playing the map and I'm playing the leader that I was given. So we want high growth cities that provide us with lots of bonuses. We're gonna go ahead and I really want to chop this rainforest before I build this mine. So we're just gonna hold off until I finish bronze working. So we used Sinbad and we cheated and got a bajillion gold. That's gonna come in real handy next era. The era is almost done. We've got 3 turns left. We did hit a golden age exactly. We didn't go over the era score mark, which is important. And then you will see why we worked so hard to hit the golden age. And then you're going to see like the optimal way to play Civ 6. Someone has built Edamanaki. Don't worry about wonders. On deity difficulty, you're always going to lose the wonders. We've moved into the classical era, and as you can see, we are in a golden age. That gives us these bonuses. Monumentality is what we wanted to work towards. 2 movement for builders, and may purchase units with faith. 30% cheaper to purchase with faith and gold. This is what we were working towards the golden age for. We hit Monumentality, and the game's basically over at this point. We're going to promote Pingala into science. We got a governor title for researching early empire. We want to finish craftsman, and we want to choose the next thing that would help us the most. Nothing here is really driving me crazy. The next district that we like is the commercial hub. So we'll head up here. Importantly, we finished bronze working, so we can chop out our campus, giving us 3 era score into the next era. We can also start working on a trader. Traders are important because we want to boost currency. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy our settler. We got Sinbad specifically for that purpose. Notice that that did cost us 1 population. But that's okay. 1 population is nothing. We'll rebuild that population fairly soon. We're going to change our policies because we're no longer fighting barbarians. Well, we don't need God King. Let's not say that we're not fighting barbarians. We don't need God King anymore. I'm going to throw in cheaper settlers because this is the era when we want to be spamming out our settlers. Our first settler is going to come out over here. This will, maybe down here, so we can pick up this. We want to be in range of this, so we can set some districts around this edge. But we also want to take advantage of this river. We would have some resources around here. We're going to build the mine here. We lost a food, right? That is hurting us. We did lose a food. So we can come work this, and we can work this, and we'll grow in 8 turns, or we'll build the trade route in 3 turns versus 4 turns, and we go from 5 gold to 8 gold. The 8 gold is gonna matter, so we'll keep the gold up. State workforce, we built a specialty district, so we want to go there. We'll 1 turn that bad boy, so that's gonna go fast. We can change our cards, not that we want to. We're gonna use Sinbad to explore. He's special because he can sail in the ocean. We got another governor title we're gonna promote into grants because we want to get our religion, and we'll get it faster with grants. I also want to come spend my money on another settler, and we're gonna come settle right here. Now, I'm doing this with money, and normally you would probably be doing this with faith. But I was able to do this with money because we got Sinbad. And this is why Heroes and Legends people consider it cheap and cheesy. Because honestly, it is. That's another settler's worth of gold, which we will definitely go get next turn. We need a unit to come up and deal with the barbs that are over here, because I want to settle over here. Oh. Even more I can kill. Now I've got a limited number of uses for that ability, but as you can see, we've already abused it to great effect. Civ 6 is a game where you want as many cities as you can possibly get. We want to be absolutely loading everything down with those cities. We want to cover this whole continent. We've got our great prophet, so we're gonna go for our religion. And so what was our game plan at the beginning of the game? I said we are going to go for faith. We had a really nice adjacency for faith. We were going to go for science. We had a really nice adjacency for science. Yes, we're behind Saladin, but that's going to happen. We're not going to catch up till about the end of the game. What do we want to do next? Well, we want to grow. So granary is going to help. We want to grow so that we can get more settlers out, right? Growth is limiting our settler production, because settlers cost population. We have our trade route out. This gives us the most yield, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it, and that boosts currency for us, getting us our commercial hub, getting us more gold. Archery will help us defend ourselves. We don't have a neighbor, so we're not necessarily thrilled about archery. Let's go ahead and finish sailing, because the capital is going to need another district, and sailing leads to harbors, which leads to food. As you can see, I'm out of charges for Sinbad's fortunes, so we can't do that anymore. We're going to use Sinbad as a scout now to get more era score out of him. Never mind, don't declare war on Kumasi. Found our religion and get our settler going where it wants to go. Celestial navigation gives us a harbor, the next district we're going to want in our capital. We're founding our religion. On this channel, I always go for the butterfly because of my fiance, and this is what it looks like when you found a religion. Religions are crazy powerful, and that's why the meta for the game is to go religious. Religion is nuts. The best religious tenet by far is work ethic. Production wins the game. If you don't want to go for work ethic, if you have not a high, our adjacency for our holy site is great. It's +3. If you don't have one that's like that, if it's like +1, you might want to consider some of these others. Shrines and temples provide culture, really allows you to jump through. Shrine provides 2 faith, temple provides more. So that gives you extra culture, which really helps. And that tends to not go as fast. Jesuit education, if you have high faith adjacencies or lots of faith production, Jesuit education is really good, saves you production in gold. But you're going to be using that high faith to be purchasing settlers and stuff like that instead, so don't worry about that. Almost always go work ethic. When you get inside of here, it's really what you want to go for. You always want sort of a you're always going to get a like spender, like your missionary apostle spender. You get something for having your religion in certain places, and you can get a building. So you can get all 3. You just have to boost your religion. I want to go in this game for science. So I want to go for cross-cultural dialogue, 1 science for every 4 followers of the religion. That you use your religion to enhance your gameplay. Don't use it to shore up weaknesses. You don't want to focus on weaknesses. You want to be boosting the things that you can already do and do them even better. We got our first settler out. I'm going to step down 1 tile and actually settle here so that I can pick up this diamond. And it took a long time to get our second city out. But it's out, it's going up, and we're good, we're happy. We've got commercial hubs. Commercial hubs get bonuses for being adjacent to rivers. So we're gonna throw down our commercial hub here. And I'm gonna spend gold to steal this tile from Taruga before it gets it. We have so much gold, we can do those things. Speaking of gold, let's go ahead and get ourselves another settler. That's probably the last settler we're going to be able to buy because our gold is capped out now. So where do we want to put this guy? I'm going to come somewhere down here. Again, we're just using Sinbad to scout out, get some information about who's in the game, where things are. Unfortunately, Kumasi is not taking care of this. We're going to get some error score by finding the other continent. So I'm going to send Sinbad out in a straight line to do just that. Again, this is not standard. Finding Sinbad is not guaranteed. But he's the hero that we rolled. And so he's the hero that we're using. If you rolled Hercules, you'd be slamming out districts in all your cities. We got more gold because we found a different continent with Sinbad, which means, everybody say it with me, we're going to get another settler next turn. And settler. Now, we are killing our population by doing this. But that's fine, because we're going to make up for it by having our population spread out into so many places. And this is kind of how Civ 6 works. You have like periods where you're building up for a game plan, and then there's periods where you're executing on that game plan. So I wanted to get a golden age so that I could take advantage of Monumentality. We unlock our government here. You have 3 governments. One's really good for war, one's good for building wonders, and one's good for simming. What are we doing? We're simming. So we're going to take the Classical Republic card to SimCity out. It has more economic policies. With those economic policies, we're going to go ahead and throw in urban planning, and we're going to throw in Ilkum because we need to start building builders. You have a choice here. I always prefer Charismatic Leader just because it's more passive and I don't have to think about it, but Diplomatic League is honestly probably a lot better. I want to come down this way. Let's just keep filling in space. Settle a settler here in Sausa. And again, commercial hubs are my friend. When I have a river city, commercial hubs are where it's at. When I have a mountain city, holy sites, campuses, that's where it's at. We got our game plan done, which was to go to political philosophy. Now we need to consider what we need to do next. Recorded history boosts our campuses. Theology boosts our faith. Let's go for recorded history, because our campus is a higher adjacency than our holy site. We're going to work on a library next to get our science boosted even more. We're not really going to be able to compete with any of these great scientists, so don't even consider it. Not until you have a ton of campuses down. The only great person that you really need in most games, hey, there's Dito. In most games, the only great person that you really need to worry about is your great prophet. The AI loves campuses, so most likely you're not going to be getting any of those great scientists. I'm going to settle this city right here because, as you can see, it gives me the most 3 yield tiles, and I need to kill the spearman off before he can take my settler. We have discovered Mogadishu. Let's go ahead and found this, and with our money we are going to purchase this tile and throw down a campus right here. Growth leads to science, and science comes from mountains. We got one holy site to help boost our faith a little bit in the early game, get our religion going. We're gonna need another holy site. We could easily put one here also, right? Next, what do we need? Well, here's another unique, the Warakak. That'll give us some era score. So why don't we try to work our way up there? If we want that, we're going to need archers. So let's get the archers first. One thing that we haven't done yet is buy builders with our faith. That's a monumentality bonus, so why don't we go ahead and do that? We're going to settle this, which gives us era score for being next to Ikil. And what do we want this guy to do? Well, as you can see, natural wonders give us bonuses to holy sites. So we're going to put down our holy site here, and Ikil helps us build that a little bit faster. Districts and adjacent tiles. I want to make sure that we get a builder out down here to help boost these tiles. But that'll be the last builder we can get from faith, most likely. But it doesn't matter if we get like 1 billion things off of our monumentality. We went crazy with monumentality, but even if we didn't go nuts like we just did, it would be great going monumentality to get even 2 free builders. That saves us so much production. Free builders, free settlers, it saves you so much in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and boost the camp for the gold. And I can build the Chapagnan here if I want it. We want to get the horses going. They're going to be the best sort of yields that we can get. Pastures are really great yields, really great tiles. We've got our archers. We were working our way towards machinery, and I can trade. I have 2 elephants now, so I can sell those elephants. 286 is normally what you get for them. And what are we going to do with that gold? We cannot get a settler, but we can get another builder, and we need those builders. Since we have 2 copies of elephants fixed, we can get an industry because we have the monopolies mode on. That makes this a much better tile, which makes Machu a lot better. And because we're the Inca, we can come through here and build the Chapagnan right here. and that will allow us to travel through these mountains, which is invaluable. But we're not going to do that. We don't need this builder up here right now. We're going to work on getting the capital a lot happier. There's more pastures that we can build right here. So we've got good tiles to work here for Cajamarca. And notice that I'm still behind Saladin, but I'm not worried because look at all the cities I've got. Once they come online, once they start like actually doing things, these cities are going to be nuts. We're going to get another builder to clean up this and this. We have another Incan unique 3 food terrace farm, giving us era score. We have hit a normal age and we're working our way up to another golden age. We're about 11 points away. I do not know if we're going to get that golden age, however. These terrace farm tiles are so amazing, but unfortunately I don't have much of a mountain range to use them on. I think this might be the only one that we really get. We have one more thing we can use this worker on, so we'll just chop up this sheep so we can put down a holy site later. We've got 116 faith, which probably means we can get ourselves another builder. Let's chop the rainforest here before we build the diamond mine. Oh, if I only had Sinbad's ability, I'd have so much more money and even more settlers. But sadly we don't. Sinbad actually dies, giving us 2 era score and a relic, which gives us faith per turn. You can see that here, faith and culture per turn. And we have an envoy. I could take suzerainty over Kabul or Kumasi. I am more likely to get a merchant than I am an admiral. So if I get a merchant, I'll suzerain them automatically. If I get a great admiral, which I'm not going to get anytime soon. So we're going to put a point here. That'll make us suzerain, which makes our trade routes to any city-state provide 2 culture. We already have a trade route to Taruga. So we would be getting 2 culture, 1 gold for every district, 1, 2. So that's 4 culture, 2 gold. Kumasi is fantastic. And that gives us more era score. So we need 7 more era score for another golden age. I can build a diamond industry. Here in the capital is where we're going to do that. That gives us 25% gold yield in the host city. It might have been better to do that over in Wilkawaman, actually. And now the capital is kind of done doing what I wanted to do, so it's settler time. If I put a terrace farm on this hill, it's not going to be as good as this terrace farm. It'll just make it 3 food 1 production, or 3 food 2 production, sorry. That's okay. That's not a terrible tile. This ability to cross over mountains with Chapaknan is like, if you get a crazy good chain, you can't even compare. Let's go for a harbor here. That's worth 3 gold. So looking at the way the game looks, we're going to be playing a very gold heavy, trade heavy game. I'm going to switch off a recorded history and actually go mysticism into theology because it's boosted. And we'll boost this fairly soon, but it's not boosted. Well, we'll boost it right now. Never mind. What do I want you to do? Probably go for a monument. I'm going to grab a market here for more gold and another trade route. And we have an envoy. So let's pop that into Taruga. And when we finish theology, we're going to have another envoy. I have an extra diamond to sell. He's going to give me more, so we'll take it from him. Our holy site finishes. Let's build a shrine there to get more faith. I actually want the faith. I really want the faith. Trading with Kabul is worth so much gold and culture right now. We're at 405 gold, making 34 a turn. We'll be able to afford a settler again soon. Wow, I wish I was actually playing this game out instead of doing this tutorial run, because this would be a crazy game. This would be a crazy game. We finished theology. But it is now 10 turns until the end of the era, which means we're coming up on the end of our monumentality usefulness, we're going to need to find some ways to make era score. I need 3 archers for the Chapaknan, and that's gonna be a little tight, I'm afraid. Let's get an archer here and we'll save up some cash. Recorded history. We're gonna send an envoy into Taruga for the era score. That's 2. It's hard to chain straight back-to-back golden ages. Normally you get either a classical or a medieval golden age. Meeting her gives us some era score. That's good. I have no idea where you're at, lady, but I know you're there. What can I get really easily and quick? Let's get another holy site here. Machinery is boosted. In 4 turns, we'll have that. Let's take you home and try to promote you into the Warakak. One thing we haven't done at all is spread our religion. We would be on a lot more science if we had spread to all of our cities. He is in fact spreading his religion, which is not a happy moment for me. I don't like that. Let's get a market down here as well. So this city is pretty terrible. It doesn't have a lot of good campus adjacencies or holy site adjacencies. We're kind of just settling this to have this spot filled up. And we've already settled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good cities. It's okay to settle a trash city or 2 just to fill in space. Civ 6 isn't Civ 5. You can have bad settles. I would love another city down here towards the bottom. Recorded history is done. Let's take out the production towards settlers, production towards builders. We're gonna go throw in holy sites and natural philosophy +7 and +6. Science and faith each. You, what does it take to boost you? 280. Well, I know somebody who wants to buy horses. Get off of you, go back, and blam, boosted to the Watercock for era score, and that gets us our next golden age. The next thing we're going to want to pick up is industrial zones. So let's head that way. For the production. Let's also talk about governors. I want to go a science game, so Hermetics' order would probably be pretty good for that. They give you a special, you can look here. Well, you can't see it right here, but you can see it in the Civilopedia. Hermetic. Oh, really? Does it not show it there? You have to go secret. It doesn't tell you here, does it? Ah, here we go. Reveals ley lines. Allows you to construct alchemical society. Replaces the university. You can also search alchemical. It gives you gold equal to its science. I also could go for the Owls of Minerva, which gives us an extra economic policy slot and envoys for trade routes. The vampires give you a strong unit for like war, and they give you strong production and food bonuses for your capital. The void singers give you faith. I could put it into Pingala and get extra culture. I think the Hermetics are the worst secret society, but they're the ones I'm going to go for because I want sort of the alchemical society just to play with it, because I don't play with it very much. And I only ended up with, in all this land that I own, I only ended up with 2 ley lines, not even in my territory. That's why the Hermetics are so bad. Well, we definitely want a settler on this cow tile now. I could realistically purchase it next turn, so we will. Let's go for another holy site right here. We get our great merchant. We can get 1 more trade route capacity for having Changchan. I haven't even placed down my government plaza yet because we've just been spamming out builders and stuff, or settlers and stuff. I think we could put our government plaza here and end up with a good situation. It doesn't have to go into your capital. Your government plaza boosts all the districts adjacent to it. Let us faith purchase our last settler and come down here, and then we are going to build a trade route. As we enter into the medieval era, we're looking pretty good. Nobody else is in a golden age that we know of. We could go for Monumentality yet again and start getting builders out to spread all around our territory. We need to improve our tiles. We have lots of tiles now. Now it's time to improve them. Also, I have at least one more settlement I want to take. We've also met the World Congress. The World Congress is something as a player you're just going to have to learn about and familiarize yourself with over time. It takes a little bit of work to figure it out, but usually just vote for what works best for you. We like trade routes. I want more trade routes, so I'm going to vote this into me. 10% towards buildings in this district. I want this to go towards commercial hubs. I'm going to have a lot of those, or I could put that into holy sites. But that's probably going to go to city centers because that's what the AI votes for. Yeah, I went for city centers and somebody else got that, not me. Whoa. That doesn't normally happen. As you can see this green face right here, this means Tomiris likes us, so let's be friends with her. That's going to make Saladin like us less though, just be aware of that. But at this point, I think we're pretty large. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do to us. This gives me better builders, serfdom. This gives me better housing, which makes my cities grow. This gives me better harbors. We, as the Inca, are all about food, so why don't we go for civil service? And this era, I have two major goals. One, spread my religion. And two, improve all of my empire. I don't want to lose my religion. We worked so hard to get it. We should be keeping it. I'm going to send this down to Aleppo because it gives me the most yields. I could send them internally and make a lot of food, but my cities are already doing pretty good on food. I'm not concerned about food at all. We're going to hard build our final settler instead of purchasing it. Huancabamba goes down and we can get a +5 based off this ley line adjacency, which is even more gold. I'm going to use some of our faith to come in here and purchase a missionary to start spreading our religion around. I need my religion in my bigger population cities because I want to keep my religion and have its pressure spreading. We also want to make sure that we're heading towards education because that's going to give us our universities, which is the next step we want to take. If we're going for science, we need campuses with universities. We also want to make sure that all of our cities are getting these granaries so that we don't, come up on our housing limit. Housing prevents your city from growing. You want to make sure that your cities can pretty much constantly be growing, at least to pop 10. Like this city, Cusco, I need it to get as big as it can, but like Keshmarco, Wilco Woman, Piscac, Huancabamba, if I can get these to pop 10, that's a comfortable place for them. That's 4 districts, 3 or 4 districts. So we want as many districts as we can get in them. I'm going to pop 1 point into the hermetics to get our better universities once we get up here. We're nowhere near getting a great scientist, so we're not ever going to boost education. But now that we have our granaries, let's start focusing on faith and culture and gold. In that order: faith, culture, gold. Faith because it allows us to purchase things, culture because it allows us to unlock cards, and gold because it is also allowing us to purchase things, albeit at a worse conversion rate than faith. I really want to save for an apostle, but I'm afraid that these silly missionaries are going to mess up my religion. I will wait one more turn. I want the apostle so that I can boost my religion and make it better. Let's go ahead and get a +3 campus here because of the ley line. It makes it even better. As you can see, there's no good campus here. We can get a harbor though, that's pretty decent. Lighthouse down here for housing and various other things. It gives us a trade route capacity as well. We really want to be filling our trader capacity up. So let's go ahead and start building some traders. And we'll purchase our apostle here. We worked really hard on our religion, so we want to start using our religion. Apostles are good for two things. They can fight these jerks, or they can make your religion better. So let's see what we got. We have the debater promotion, which makes us super good at fighting. So we're not going to use this guy to boost our religion. We're going to use this guy to fight other religious units to scare them out of our territory. We want the butterfly to start returning, because that's going to boost our science. He gets bonuses for every foreign city that has his religion in it also. So we kind of like want to remove that option from him. Let's get our universities. That's going to give us a lot of gold, a lot of other things. Palpable is giving us so much gold for every trade route sent there. Those jerks are now gone. So my apostle, I can either keep him and heal him up, or I can use him to spread. So we are going to spread. Get butterfly in places where I want it to be. Oh, there's an apostle. Oh, he went all the way down there. We'll see if we can chase him. What do we want now science-wise? I mean, we've kind of got most of the things that we care about. We could consider coming up here for shipyards. We do have quite a bit of harbors. We also have quite a bit of commercial hubs, so both of these will be good. Let's jump up here to shipyards first. Remember to be selling off your extra luxuries. I have the quick deals mod, which is fantastic for helping you do that. I'm also going to jump in here and purchase a builder here and purchase a builder here. We have all this gold that we haven't been using to buy builders with, so we're just gonna make sure that we're improving our territory. Remember, I said that one of our goals was to improve all of these mini cities that we've got here, right? A lot of newer players, and me when I'm not paying attention, under improve their resources. Let's kill that, which boosts butterfly in all of these cities, gets rid of Zoroastrianism in a lot of places. We want to be prioritizing farms. So if we get 6 farms, we'll boost feudalism. So let's start throwing farms down. I lost Eurekas suzerainty, so let's work on getting that back as well. I am not sure if the terrace farm counts as a farm for the purposes of this bonus. Oh, I need to get irrigation also. Let's take the turn to get irrigation to boost the wine. And now we'll go back towards the shipyards. Now we're going to purchase our apostle that's going to boost our religion. He's moving an aggressive force this way, which leads me to believe that he's going to attack me soon. What did we just discover? Huh? Yosemite. How did we discover Yosemite? He's posturing pretty aggressively, so we should be prepared for that. Let's evangelize and go ahead and choose what we want. Let's go with missionaries and apostles are cheaper so that we can get that spreading a little bit faster. We've boosted feudalism. I can pick up quite a bit of money this way, selling things that I'm not using, and we can purchase for ourselves strategic crossbowmen to scare these things away. And I believe that's where we're going to call this a day. As you can see, we're past turn 100, but we're set up in such a way that there's no way we can lose this game. We just played what the map gave us. The game gave us a great holy site and a great campus, so we went religion and we went campus. The game gave us lots of flat river tiles. Those are great for commercial hubs. So we're going gold, science, and faith. We're going like a heavy purchase build. We ended up with the Incas, so we used our early bonuses to get consecutive golden ages. And the game gave us Sinbad as our first hero, which we used to boost ourselves. Getting Sinbad allows us to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. Sinbad allowed us to get 7 cities. We're about to get our 8th city. Everybody tells you to get 10 cities by turn 100, but that's not necessarily true. All you have to do to beat Deity is play the map. Yes, did we get extremely lucky on this map? Of course we did. We had so much wide open space. If we started closer to Saladin, we wouldn't be able to build so many cities. We'd have to invest some time into units. But honestly, all it takes to beat Civ 6 on Deity difficulty is to play the map. Just play what the map gives you. If the map gives you a bad hand, re-roll. Get a different map. You don't have to play every single map. But I hope this helped people. I hope this explained a good way to just play Civ 6, go Monumentality, spread out Grey Goo across the map, and hope you don't have any neighbors close by. If you do have neighbors close by, go Monumentality, but also still build units instead of building all. We built so much infrastructure, right? We played super greedy. We got so many campuses and stuff that we didn't have to have. Just play the map. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.